Good morning. We're here in beautiful Mount Hood National Forest, so take in the sights and sounds of this little good morning yoga stretch. Today we're going to start in our child's pose balasana. You can take your knees wide, big toes to touch, or if it's more comfortable for you, feel free to draw the knees in together to touch, or even just take them out as wide as you can. Let your arms slowly reach forward towards the top of your mat and let your forehead rest down towards the earth. Finding your breath in and out of your nose. If the passageway is clear, just start to focus on bringing the breath in nice and slow and deep. And with your fingers outstretched in front of you, on your next inhale, press your fingertips into the ground, lift your arms off the mat. And with your exhale, release your arms all the way back to the ground. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, crawling, reaching, lengthening, and hovering the arms. And exhale, just soften back down to the earth. And you can move like that for a few more breaths if you'd like, or just softly be on the ground. Now you can put a slight bend in your elbows if your shoulders don't feel comfortable here. And then if you'd like to add on a side body stretch, with your next inhale, start to reach your arms over to the right side, but keep your hips where they are. And let your forehead rest back to the ground. And stretch the left side body out right here. And as you're ready, walk back through center, get long in your arms towards the top of your mat, really reach. And then take it over to the left side this time. Counter that stretch, reach. Think of stretching from the right hips to the right ribs. And when you're ready, walk it back through center and rest your forehead on the ground. Maybe you gently caress your forehead gently side to side for a moment. Can you stretch a little bit longer through your fingertips? Take a breath in. And exhale, let your hips really melt towards your heels. And inhale, rise up, tabletop pose. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders and your knees walk in so they're just underneath your hips. And thinking about how we would jump rope when we were kids, go ahead and really arch the spine towards the sky and start to round to your right side. And then think cat-cow here, cow, open the belly towards the ground as you round over to the left side. And then come back up with that cat, arch spine towards the sky, chin to chest, stretching through the neck. Just go a couple more times, going from the right side to the left side. You can bend in the elbows, you can tuck your toes if you'd like. Try to match your breath with your movement. And then pause through tabletop pose on this one. And then circulate it to the opposite direction. So now go into the left direction. Really sway through the ribs, the side body. Open up the heart towards the ground and then press the back line to the sky. About 1 more time, finish it off. We'll find our way back to our tabletop pose. And now you want your spine nice and long here. So maybe you tuck your toes, maybe you untuck your toes. Just reach through the crown of your head and draw your navel up towards the sky. Go ahead and tuck your toes and walk back to a high plank. Just bring them back. Nice and long, really activating the core. And avoid letting your torso sink into the shoulders or the armpits. Press up and away. Separate and fill up the space from shoulder blade to shoulder blade. Reach through the crown of your head. Get the high on the toes with the heels stacked over the toes. Stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Send the hips up and back. Take a few rounds of breath here to pedal it out. Bend the knees, lift and lower your heels, sway the hips side to side, nod your head yes and no, all the good things. Nice, and then finding a stable down dog, let's unite in breath for a moment. Take a big inhale, lift your hips and heels up high towards the sky, and open mouth side out, melt your heels back towards the earth. Feel free to bend into your knees. Once more, inhale, lift your hips up. sigh that breath out, melt them back towards a nice stable stance. Nice. Soften your knees, bend your knees, and walk your palms to the back of your mat to meet your feet for a ragdoll pose. And fold right in half. Feel free to rest your torso on top of your thighs. Maybe you sway side to side. You can take a bind or rest your palms into your elbow creases. And can you try to nod your head no and yes a few times? Just soften the neck muscles so your head can really just hang heavy here. And shift the weight a little more into the balls of your feet. Keep your heels glued onto the mat. Maybe you find straighter legs. Really start to stretch, wake up, warm up your hamstrings. And when you're ready, release your palms to the earth. And we're going to start with the left palm planted right underneath the nose. Bend into your left knee, straighten your right leg, and inhale, sweep your right arm up towards the sky. You can keep it up if it doesn't feel comfortable reaching up. Bring it to your sacrum or even rest like a half bind across the low back. You want to distribute the weight between both of your feet equally. But really stretch into that right side leg. And take a deep inhale. Exhale, release your palm to the ground. And then we'll switch out sides. Right palm under the nose. Bend your right knee, straighten the left leg. Inhale, left arm goes up. And find any arm variation here. Try to let your shoulders soften away from your ears, wherever you are. Just breathe into the left hamstring. Notice if your weight's dumping onto one leg more than the other. Try to distribute that weight equally. Last big breath in. And exhale, release your palm to the ground. And from right here, take another cycle of breath. Maybe pedal into the knees, sway side to side, whatever feels good. Then finding stillness, a forward fold. Root into your feet. Rise up to mountain pose as you inhale. Take your time to slowly come up and sweep your arms all the way up overhead to the sky. From your mountain pose, take your left forearm with your right palm. Breathe in to get a little taller. And as you exhale, just hinge over to that right side, keeping your shoulders stacked and lined up. Nice. Inhale, come up through center. Switch out your grips. You're grabbing your right forearm with the left palm. Inhale, get tall. And then exhale, hinge over to the side. Reach through the arms, through the crown of your head. Inhale through center. You can just reach both arms up. And then exhale, find any back bend right here. You can peel the elbows wide or maybe find support with your low hands on the low back. Inhale, come all the way up long spine, root in your feet, reach up tall. And exhale, forward fold, dive down. And take a moment at the bottom. Maybe you grab behind your calves. Maybe you nod your head no and yes a few times. Nice. Find a halfway lift with your breath in. And stay here for the breath out. Roll your shoulders down your back. Tuck your chin a little bit. Shift the weight more into the toes. Last inhale, pull your belly up towards your spine. Exhale, fold in half. Nice. On your inhale, round all the way up to standing mountain. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Nice. From here, we're going to step the right foot forward into a warrior one. Bringing the right foot forward, the toes face forward, the knee is stacked over the ankle, and the back foot is pivoted down, heel melted into the ground, toes facing the top left corner of your mat. Level your hips forward. Reach your arms to the sky or to your heart, depending on where your shoulders feel good today. Just breathe and look softly past your nose. Notice your focal point. Try to soften your eyes, soften your shoulders. Feel your feet press into the ground. Feel your shoulders stack over your hips and your spine get a little taller. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, find a bind behind your back. Interlace your fingers if you can. Otherwise, you can hold a strap or a t-shirt behind you. Roll your shoulders down your back. Try to let your elbows stay slightly soft. From here, inhale, lift your heart to the sky, a little back bend. And exhale, humble warrior, fold over the inner thigh. Maybe your shoulder comes towards the inner knee. Reaching the arms towards the sky best you can squeeze the shoulders together and away from your ears, lengthening your neck. Draw your navel in and up. Make sure you can focus on pulling your left hip forward to stay in line with the right hip. Maybe lastly, just let the neck muscles soften so your head can hang a little bit heavier. Notice how strong your legs are, pressing into the ground, heels melted into the earth. And we're going to use the right quadricep to rise, and we're only going to come halfway up. So inhale, come halfway up, and the palms reach straight behind you. And pause here, level your hips, left hip forward. Stay here for the exhale breath. Navel to spine. As you inhale, reach the arms forward. If not, you can always bring the hands to the heart. Really root down in that right foot. Last inhale. And as you exhale, palms come to the inside of your leg to the mat for a lizard lunge. So they're under your shoulders. You might have to adjust and walk that right foot forward and out just a little bit. And you can keep the back left knee up if you feel like you'd rather bring it to the ground. It's going to stretch into our hips, the left groin and hip flexor. Maybe you look at the top edge of your mat. Maybe you close your eyes. Try to keep the hips together level here. And just find another deep breath in. And when you exhale, gently bring the left knee to the ground. Thinking of our tabletop pose, bringing the right, or both right and left hand under our shoulders. Take that right leg back to a bird dog. Squeeze it, send it straight back. And if you feel comfortable, bring that left arm forward and hover in space. Navel to spine, shoulders are level, parallel to the ground, as well as your hips. Now stay here for a breath in, and as you exhale, round elbow to knee. Think cat back, round that spine towards the sky, chin to chest. You don't actually have to tap the knee and the shoulder or the elbow together. Inhale, reach out, get long. Exhale, squeeze and round. Inhale, reach out, get long. Last exhale, squeeze and round. Inhale, reach out, hold it out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can bring your palm and your knee down. Nice, tuck your toes with an inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a moment to pedal it out. Just feel good in your body. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Nice. Now go ahead and bend your knees, walk your palms to the back of your mat, ragdoll, round 2. Feel free to take any binds, sway side to side, nod your head no, and yes, and on that positive note. Nice, releasing your palms to the ground, root down in your feet, inhale to rise up, standing mountain. All the way to the sky. And exhale, find any back bend that might call to you. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Nice. If your eyes were closed, go ahead and open them. We'll step our left foot forward for that warrior 1. Remember that right heel kind of pivots back into the ground, the toes face forward. When you are ready, hands to your heart or reach them all the way up to the sky. Maybe you elongate your stance, maybe you step it a little shorter wherever you're at. Soften your gaze, soften your shoulders. Try to bring your spine to a nice vertical straight line. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, find your bind. Shoulders roll down your back. On your inhale, lift your heart. It's a little back bend. Draw your fists towards the earth. And exhale, humble warrior, fold forward over your inner thigh. Maybe you try to squeeze the palms together so they touch and reach them towards the sky, shoulders away from your ears. Can you tuck your chin just a little bit to really find length in the back of your neck? Pull your right hip forward in line with your left. Draw your belly in and up. Stay breath in and stay breath out. Left foot really presses down. Feel the left quad as you lift up halfway. Keep that bind. Reach the bind behind you. And stay breath out. Can you get more length reaching through the crown of your head? Now on your inhale, reach forward with your arms or bring your palms to your heart. Stay here, breath out. And take one more inhale. You've got this. Exhale, bring your palms to the earth inside your foot for that lizard lunge. Bring the heel up high over the toes in the back. Maybe you have to walk your left foot out just a little bit wider or just a little bit more forward. And again, you have that option. You can stay up and level and active, or option to bring the back knee down and just rest into it, bringing the hips forward and down together. Soften your gaze, maybe close your eyes. Focus on some length through your spine. Where can you soften if you're holding a lot of tension in your shoulders? Spread the fingers wide. And take one more breath in. And on your exhale, gently float and lower your back knee down if it's not already there. Setting up for our bird dog. So bring your palms under your shoulders and take the left foot straight back. Hover it in space. Use the left glute and hamstring to hold. And then if you feel comfortable, reach that right arm forward. Make sure your chin is slightly tucked, always thinking of length in the spine. Take one more breath in. Can you get a little longer from foot to fingertips? And then exhale, round elbow to or towards your knee. Really draw your chin towards your chest. Try to hug your knee up into your torso. Inhale, get long. And exhale, squeeze and round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, last squeeze and round. Get tight, little ball. Inhale, reach out, hold it out. And then exhale, bring your palm down and your knee down. Tuck your toes, breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Just pedal it out here for a moment. Finding that deep breath. Fill up your lungs. Then empty them out. Nice, and as you're ready, next inhale, gently float both knees to the ground. And come into your sit bones. We're gonna find our last little bit. We're gonna open our hips into a cow face pose, Gomukhasana. So take the left leg on the ground first. Bring the left heel over towards your right hip. Try to get the knee forward best you can, and then stack the right leg on top, maybe bringing that heel in towards your hip. We want both hips grounded. That might be uncomfortable on the knees. You can walk it out a little bit. Flex your toes. Just stay right here. Nice long spine. And then as you get comfortable, you have the option to bring your palms forward, maybe fold a little bit, but keep those hips grounded. Let's take another cycle of breath. Inflate your lungs and then maybe folding a little bit deeper as you exhale that breath out over your legs. And with your inhale, use your palms, press into the earth. Gently bring your spine back up to a seated position. And we're going to gently shake it out and switch it out. So feel free to extend your legs, shake it out, support under your thighs. And switch so the right leg's underneath, the right hip towards your, or heel towards your left hip. Left leg on top. Trying to get the knees stacked and towards the front midline of the body. You can always make it more of a double pigeon as well and stack the legs wherever you're at that's comfortable. And just flex those toes. Sit up tall, maybe soften your focal point. And feel free to fold over those legs if you'd like. Make sure your hips stay grounded as you melt into this and open up your left hip. Take one more round of breath here. Let your inhale fill you up. Find some more length, some more room. Take up space. And as you exhale, just empty it all out. See if you can fold a little deeper over those legs if that's the variation you went into. And on your inhale, gently support yourself all the way up to a nice erect spine. And as you exhale, gently find butterfly pose. Take the legs, gently bring the soles of feet together and let your knees fall open to the side. And you can always support yourself with any cushions, pillows, blocks if you might want. Just sit up nice and tall. You can always give the soles of your feet a little massage. Maybe still letting your eyes soften or close. Nothing to see. Just feel. Feel into your body. Notice your breath. If you'd like to, you can bend your elbows, fold a little bit here, maybe make some circular shapes or sway side to side, thinking rounding. And switch out directions if you're making circles in your body, keeping the sit bones grounded the whole time. Nice. If you want to go one more, little bit deeper, option to lift the knees gently, slide your arms underneath the legs, plant the forearms in the ground, palms into the ground, and just snuggle back down on top, maybe bowing your chin to your chest. Just take a couple breaths right here. And I recently read a quote. It didn't say who it was from, but the quote said, "Don't be afraid of change. You might lose something good, but you might gain something great." And friends, as we're ready to close out, use that inhale. Gently lift the legs a little bit so you can slide the forearms out if you went there. And come back up, and you can maybe gently shake it out. You know what? I actually would really like to close today with some seated, heated breath work. So using our legs in our our Baddha Konasana, we're going to go ahead and lift, lower, lift, lower. Now in and out of the nose. Just 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Nice. Inhale your arms overhead, fill up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Just want to thank you for your time this morning from Mount Hood National Forest. I hope you have a beautiful day.